What is DKIM? Simply, it's a signing method to ensure and validate the sender. What we do simply is we create two keys. One is a private key saved on our server and a public key saved in the DNS zone. And now, whenever you send an email, the public key and the private key will work together to sign all the messages or all the emails going out from your server. And this is very important to get a high sending score. I don't want to bother your head now with DKIM and technical stuff. If you need more information, you can check the video attached to this lecture on my YouTube channel. So now let's go to our server, to our mail server, and configure DKIM. Okay friends, to make things easy for you, just download the attached zip file to this lecture and extract it. You will find these three files. Two setup files and this is the command text file. Simply install this firstly. You can see number one here, install this prerequisite, then install a tool called OpenSSL. It's just a simple installation, just open and next, and so on. After that, you will have the application installed that we generate a DKIM key with. Go to C drive, program files, and you will see here OpenSSL Win64. You can see we are here, go to the bin directory, and this is the application or the command line tool that we are going to use to generate our keys. So simple. Now follow up me carefully. Just copy this path, click here and copy this. Now go and open CMD or command prompt and open as administrator. And here we are. Now simply write CD, which means change directory, space, and paste the path that we copied from here and click enter. Very nice. Now we are in the OpenSSL bin directory. We are ready to create our keys. How to create them? So simple. Open the notepad file and start copying. This is the first one. Just copy it and paste here. Enter. So simple. Now if you go to the bin directory, you will see this DKIM private key. Then copy the second one and paste to generate the public key. So simple. Close the CMD now. Close the command text file, and here we are. We have DKIM private and DKIM public. You can see it's so simple. Now copy those, Ctrl C or Ctrl X, cut, and go to the C drive and create a new folder for these DKIM files. I will name them DKIM. So simple. Open and paste inside. Wow. Now simply we need to configure HMail server to sign using the private key and copy the public key to our DNS zone. So let's open HMail server, administration, and connect, enter the password, and now go to domains, open it, xmailing, and now go to DKIM signing. Can you see this tab? Open it, click on enable, and now point to the private key file. Simply open and point to my private key. So simple. The selector will be DKIM. So simple till now. Click on save. Now our server is configured. The only thing we need to do now is to copy the content of the public key. Open Notepad again and click on File, Open, and now go to DKIM directory in C drive and select all files here and open the public key. Just copy the content of this file, Ctrl C, and now we need to paste and create the DKIM record in the DNS zone for our domain. So let's switch to GoDaddy. Okay friends, here I am again in my DNS management zone. Simply click Add to add a new text record for our DKIM key. To make things easy for you, I created this template for DKIM. You see this P equal, just remove everything after it and paste the key here, the key that we copied from our server, and then copy this host name, paste it here, so simple, and copy this text value as it is like this, between the double quotes, and paste it here, and click on save. So simple. Now DKIM is configured. Just wait like 10 minutes, 20 minutes for the DKIM and DNS migrations to be updated, and then we can test if DKIM DNS value is valid. Okay friends, the last thing I want to do before I send a test email and we send the first email from our server is to configure HMail server to use my host name to send emails. Because if you don't set this, it will use the default computer name you can find here in the system options. It will use this name, which we don't want. So simply, let's open HMail server, again administration, connect, and simply go to settings, then protocols, then SMTP, double click, then go delivery of email. In the local host name, simply enter your subdomain. In my case, it's mail.xmailing.me. Click on save. Click exit, And here we are. Now we are ready to send our first email from our server. Stay tuned and see you in the next lecture. And click on send a test again. Boom. And awesome. Mail successfully sent. Let's open my Gmail account. And wow, you can see it's in my inbox. Sent successfully from this domain, from this username. Very nice. Now, reaching the inbox does not mean that every email you will send will be in the inbox. I will talk about this later in the course. Just now see that our server is working perfectly and it's awesome. By the way, whenever you want to connect your SMTP to a mailing application like MailWiz, Mailster, like Mautic, like SendBlaster, whatever application you want to connect, these are the parameters that you are going to use. The domain, the host name, the port number, the username, and the password that you create on the server. I think the idea is so simple. Congratulations on building your mail server and testing and sending the first email. Don't forget, if you want to secure the server, just turn on the firewall again and open only port 587 or 25, the port that you want to connect with. It's up to you anyway. Now we are ready to see how we can connect our mail server to different mailing applications. And we will see how we can receive emails, like connecting Microsoft Outlook and start sending and receiving emails from our mail server. Stay tuned and see you in the next section. Okay friends, to make this server perfect, I want to add an SSL certificate. And what's nice, we will issue a free SSL from Let's Encrypt. Why we do this? Simply to secure the connection when we send emails, when we receive emails, and when we connect to our mail server. So now just download the zipped file attached to this lecture to make things simple for you. Download it and upload to your server and simply extract this folder. Very simple, you will have this folder extracted and you will have this small application that allows us to generate an SSL certificate. Let's open it and you will see how things is really super easy. Now just go to the default options to create a new certificate, say M or enter to go the default, then the default manual input. Now it will tell you to enter your domains. In my case, I have xmailing.me, then comma to enter my subdomain, which is mail.xmailing.me. So simple. Click enter, enter. Now it will need to verify the ownership of the domain. Simply select enter. Then it will ask you how you want to create these files. I will say RSA keys. Okay, enter. Don't worry about now the technical stuff. Just continue with me. Now in this step, please select number 2 and not 3 because we want to create the files manually and we want to configure them with HMail server. So select number 2 and not the default number 3, which is a PEM encoded files. Enter. Now you need to set the path where you want to save the files, the certificate files. So I will go to my C drive. Here I have a folder called SSL. You can set any folder you want. Just I created this empty folder here, SSL, and I will say now C SSL. So simple. Now say no additional steps, nothing required, enter. Now since I issued this before, it will ask me to override. Don't worry about this. Say Y. Very nice. Let's go to my C drive, SSL. And here we are. You can see we have these 3 files. We are going to use the certificate file and the key file. Let's close this application now and open HMail server. I hope the idea is somehow simple. Click connect, login, and now we need to configure the SSL certificates. Simply go to settings, then advanced, SSL certificates, and let's add a certificate. Click add, let's name it xmailing, whatever you want, xmailing SSL, and browse for the certificate file. And the SSL here, we have this cert file, CRT certificate file, and the private key file. Here it is, the key file. So simple, and click on save. That's it. Now we have an SSL certificate in HMail server. How we can configure it? Simply go here to TCP IP ports, then go to SMTP, then it will tell you the connection security for port 25 or for port 587. Let's choose 587 to make it a secure connection. Say SSL here and select xmailing SSL. So simple. In the same way we can secure the POP protocol. Let's save them. The POP, say SSL and xmailing SSL and save. So just choose the certificate and save the server, and here we are. We configured SSL. Let's test this and send an email using a secure connection. Open any web browser and go to gmas.co/smtp test so we can test our SMTP with secure connection. Simply I will enter my server details The port will be now 465. The security is SSL. And let's enter the username, mail@xmailing.me, and the password. And this is the from email address. I will send a test email to my Gmail account, and let's test our connection. Let's wait, and you can see everything is awesome. So we connect to our SMTP over port 465, and the SSL connection is working perfectly. And by the way, if you want to secure also POP3 or IMAP connections, you can do the same operation by adding the protocol POP3, enter the IP address, the connection security to SSL, and enter the certificate. And here you can use port 995 for POP3 and so on. So that's it. This is how we can add a secure connection to our Edge mail server and connect over SSL. Please watch this video and pay attention very well. This server can be used in two scenarios, for private usage or for public usage. What do I mean? Maybe you are going to deploy this server privately inside your company network, so you are not going to send publicly over the internet. This is the first case, or it may be private usage for yourself, for your own business, between your own employees. So you are going to send and receive emails only inside your business. If this is the case, if it's a private usage, you can directly go and start using the server with no problems. But if you want to use this server publicly, like for email marketing, for transactional emails, for your website, for your online business, you have to follow the following steps. The first important step is warming up. Warming up the SMTP server is crucial so you can ensure your emails are delivered to the inbox. So what do I mean by warming up? Simply is to go gradually and start sending emails. Day one like 20 emails, then the second day 40 emails, 60 emails, 100 emails, 200 emails. Warm up the server at least 2-3 weeks, 1 month before you start using it in your online business. So you can ensure to get good reputation online and the highest sending score and avoid being blacklisted. And for that, I create a full video about warming up on my YouTube channel. Since this topic is somehow common between all mailing server types and I have different courses, I create a common video so anyone can watch on my channel. It's around 20 minutes, explain everything about warming up in detail so you can follow up and ensure to get the best delivery. Also, before you send, you need to learn the spam factors. You need to learn how to write the best email marketing message. So to avoid spammy keywords, you need to configure everything as I explained in this course, like DKIM, like RDNS, like SPF, and so on. Also, I want to mention that DMARC, which is a very important concept today to secure your emails and monitor your emails, is to configure DMARC. How to configure DMARC? Also, I create a video, a full video explaining DMARC concept and how to configure. It's so simple anyway. You can find also on my YouTube channel. So please watch the videos attached to this video, are very important before you start sending, if you are aiming to use it publicly over the internet. This was the message in this video. Please, if you are going to use it publicly, watch the videos attached to this video. If it's a private usage, you can start directly with no worries. Thank you, and I hope you the best. Hi everyone, how are you? I hope you are enjoying my course. In this section, I will show you how to connect your mail server with mailing application. I will show you how to connect with MailWiz, email marketing application, with Mautic. Also, I will show you how to set up the server with WordPress so you can send transaction and marketing emails from your website. And I will show you at last how to build your own webmail client like this one with Roundcube so you can log into your email accounts online from any web browser. Stay tuned and follow up with me. Okay friends, so let's start with the first application, which is MailWiz. If you don't know what is MailWiz, simply it's an email marketing system. It's an email marketing application. Let's log in to see how things work. So here is my account inside MailWiz, and you can simply connect this application to your mail server, to your SMTP server, to start running email marketing campaigns. How to do this? Simply go here to servers, click on delivery servers, and then click on create a new server and select SMTP. Click on this, and I need to enter your SMTP details. I will say Windows SMTP as an example, my hostname mail@xmailing.me, my username is mail@xmailing.me, and the password, enter the password of your account, this that we created inside our server. The protocol is nothing, port 587, enter the from name address and reply to address, and the from email, and simply now click on save changes. Now you need to validate the server, so simply enter an email address, any email address, and Mailwiz will send you a verification email. Click on validate server, and it says now please check your inbox. I will open my Gmail account, and you can see in my inbox here, please validate the server. Click on this link, just open it, and now the Windows SMTP is active, you can see. So now Mailwiz is connected to your mail server, to your Windows mail server, and you are ready to add your email list, to create your email campaigns, and start sending email marketing campaigns. By the way, if you want to learn more about Mailwiz and how to set up Mailwiz, you can go to my blog here and you'll find the Mailwiz setup guide, a full step-by-step guide on how to install Mailwiz in detail. And by the way, if you are interested, I provide Mailwiz dashboard for $99 per year. So you don't worry about buying the service, buying hosting, securing and maintaining. You can get the service directly from service@hdk.com. So this is about connecting Mailwiz to our mail server. If you have any questions, don't forget, in the question section, I'll be waiting for you every day. Okay friends, the last lecture I showed you how to connect your mail server, your Windows mail server, with Mailwiz email marketing application. In this lecture, in this video, let's see how we can connect our mail server to Mautic email marketing automation system. Here I am in my Mautic dashboard. By the way, Mautic is free and open source. Also, if you go to my blog here, you will find a full article on how to set up Mautic. You can see here how to install Mautic email system step-by-step guide. You can check this guide and install Mautic if you want. Also explained in my other courses, you can check in my profile. Anyway now, so this is my Mautic dashboard, this is the email system. Simply go to the settings here, the configuration settings here, click on configuration, and then in the configuration, just go to the email settings option where you can enter your SMTP server. Simply here, click other SMTP server, and then you need to enter your host, in my case, mail@xmailing.me. I will use no encryption, port 587, say login, and it is mail@xmailing.me, and the password of my account, and simply say test connection. And it says success. Very nice. So here how you can connect Mautic email marketing system with your mail server, and you can go now and create your segments, add your contacts, run your campaigns, your emails, and so on. I explained Mautic in my other course about building your code outreach system, and I have some videos on my channel. You can check the attached links to my videos on my YouTube channel. And by the way, you can send here the sender name and the from email address. So this is how you can connect Mautic to your mail server. Welcome again, everyone. If you have a website built with WordPress and you want to use your mail server as your SMTP service inside the website, so you can send transactional emails or even marketing emails to your visitors through the mail server, you need to connect WordPress with the mail server. Let's see how to do this in this small video. Here I am in one of my websites, booksandmore.blog. By the way, booksandmore.blog is a project I started like 1 month ago, where you will find book summaries to read books in only 10 minutes. You see here, we have a lot of books you can read in only 10 minutes to boost your knowledge and really change your life. Anyway, now let's go back to WordPress. I will go now to plugins to install an SMTP plugin. Just say add a new plugin here. If you don't have a WordPress website, you can just skip this lecture. This is only for people who has a WordPress website. Okay, here search for SMTP, and then you'll find this plugin, WP Mail, SMTP by WP Forms. Just install and activate. In my case, it's activated, and then it will appear in the dashboard here. Just click on this, and then settings. Now we need only to connect this plugin with our SMTP server. I will say here, mail@xmailing.me. This is the from email. You can set any from name here you want, and here select other SMTP in the SMTP mail options, and simply let's say mail@xmailing.me. In the same way, just enter the SMTP credentials, port 587, remove OTLS, authentication, yes, and say xmailing.me, and enter the password, and simply save settings. So simple, I think. Now you can go to the email test and send a test email to test your connection. I think the idea is so simple. As I told you, this is only if you have a WordPress website and if you want to use your mail server with WordPress. Welcome again, everyone. In this lecture, I want to show you how to set up a webmail client for your mail server. What do I mean? Simply, now you have a mail server and you can create unlimited business emails, and you want to connect through a webmail like Gmail or Outlook or Yahoo Webmail. Look at this example. Here is my Windows mail server and I installed Roundcube Webmail on it. Here you can simply open any browser and I can open my webmail and check my inbox, send emails, and so on. So in this video, in this lecture, I want to show you how to set up the same thing, a webmail client for your server, so you can access your mail inbox from anywhere through any web browser. So here I am in my server again, and we need to set up the software, the webmail client software. As I mentioned, I will be using Roundcube, which is really light, simple, and easy to install on the server. Now, just as a prerequisite, you have to know something. Roundcube or any web application requires to be hosted on the server. What do we mean by hosted is configured as a web application. Now, since Roundcube is a PHP application, it's usually hosted and installed on Linux systems. In our case, we are hosting it and installing it on Windows. So we need to install some prerequisites like PHP, like MySQL for database systems, like Apache to host the application and configure and process the application, and so on. Now, I will not bother your head in details, technical details. You can check my other courses if you want about web hosting and so on. Anyway, now, what we are going to do simply is to install a simple software that will configure all the prerequisites for us. It's called XAMPP. Simply open your web browser, in my case Google Chrome, and search for XAMPP for Windows, XAMPP for Windows, and click on download XAMPP. This will install automatically Apache, PHP, and MySQL for you on your server. You see here XAMPP for Windows. If you click here what's included, you will see it includes Apache, web server, PHPMyAdmin, OpenSSL, MySQL, and so on. Let's download the latest version here, 7.4, download. And the setup will start downloading. Just wait a little bit for the download to finish. Very nice, here we are, open the setup. Let's close the browser, minimize this. It will give you a small warning that the UAC or the user account control is activated. It's okay now, click OK. You can go to the control panel, here control panel, and deactivate the system and security, change user account control settings, and simply turn it off, slide down and click OK, and here we are. Click on next. It will show you what will install. We don't need Tomcat or Mercury mail server, so deselect this. We need PHP MyAdmin. Okay, click on next. And this is the directory where it will be installed. Click next. Language is English. Okay, and next. Simple, next. And everything now will be installed automatically. You see, things are so simple. So now we are preparing and setting up our server to then install Roundcube webmail client on it. Just wait a little bit for the installation to finish. Very nice, the installation completed. Now it asks you if you want to start the control panel now. Uncheck this now, I don't need this. Click finish. And now we have our server is ready to install Roundcube on. The second thing we have to do is to download the setup files. Download the Roundcube script. So simply go here and search for Roundcube. It's totally free. It's open source. Click here and download Roundcube. Click on the complete package here and download the files. Let's open downloads, and here we have, let's copy it to the desktop to make things simple for us. And here is the Roundcube compressed file. Now we need an application to unzip this file. We can install, like, as an example, any application like WinRAR or WinZip. Let's download WinRAR to extract this file, open the installation. And here we have the Roundcube file, zipped file, just extract it, open this folder, and here we are, Roundcube version 1.4 today, and here is the script files. As I told you, it's a PHP web application. So what we will do now, we need to configure this application inside our web server Apache with MySQL, and then we can connect to our mail server and start using Roundcube webmail client. Now to ensure that your server is working properly, the XAMPP and the web server, just open your web browser and navigate to localhost. You will see this web page, the XAMPP Apache page is loading. So everything is okay till now. Now the second thing I will do is to create a database for Roundcube. You can see in this page we have this link, PHPMyAdmin, to configure MySQL server. So just open this link and you will log in to your database system. I will click on new here to create a new database. I will name it round cube, whatever you want, and click on create. So simple, I think. Okay, so now we have the database. I will create a user to connect to this database so I can use inside round the cube. Click on this database here and go to privileges and then click add user account. I will name it round the cube, anything you want, the host name, anything, the password, enter a password, and let's retype the password, and I will give full privilege here, check all privileges, and then click on go to create the user. Very nice. So now we have a database and a user, and we are ready to connect round the cube with our database and set up on our server. Okay friends, let's minimize this now, and I will go back to the round the cube installation files. You'll find a folder called config, which means configuration. Open it, and you'll find this config file sample. Simply rename it, remove this sample, and now I will open this file to edit it. Simply I will open with Notepad++, any text editor you want, and here you will find the database connection. You can see it here. Simply you need to change this, the username and the password, and the database. My username is round the cube. Let's go back here. You can see the user is round the cube. You can see it, round the cube. So I will keep it as it is, and the password here, use the password you entered, and the database will be round the cube also. So this is the connection string, round the cube at localhost, which is our local server. Then simply go down and check the SMTP port. It's 587, so keep it 587, it's okay. Let's go down, and now I will need to add a new line to enable the round the cube installation process. So simply add config and add this directive and add this parameter, enable installer, close the square bracket, is equal to true. So simple, I think. So set the SMTP port, it's 587, set the SQL connection, and enable the installer and save the file. Ctrl S to save, and here we are, round the cube configuration is ready. Let's now go back here, and I will rename this folder to webmail, anything you want. I will copy it. Now open your PC, go to the C drive, then to the exam directory where you install the web server, then htdocs, and paste the folder here, the webmail here. So we can access it through our web server. Now open the web browser and say now localhost /webmail/installer to run the round the cube installer. And very nice, so now we are in the round the cube webmail installer. I think the idea is somehow simple. As you can see, it will check the environment and it will tell you to change some stuff if needed. These are the required extensions, these are optional, it's okay. MySQL is okay. Okay, now click on create config file. You can name the product whatever you want, in my case like xmailing, webmail, whatever you want. Then simply go down to database setup and ensure that you have the correct setup. Then go down to the IMAP settings and enter your host name. In my case, it's mail.xmailing.me. This is our server name. In the same way, go to the SMTP settings and enter the server name here. Then go down, and click update config. Very nice. Okay, so now we are ready to test the configuration. Click on test config. It says okay, everything is okay. The DB connection is okay. Just click initialize database. Very nice. And now you can test the SMTP and the IMAP configuration. Let's test it. I will say mail@xmailing.me, enter the password of your account, and this is the sender, and I will enter the recipient, my Gmail account as an example, and click send test email. Very nice, SMTP sent. In the same way, you can connect to the IMAP to read emails. Click check login, and very nice, so everything is okay. We installed round the cube and the tests are successful. Now we are ready to log into round the cube. But before you can see this notice, it tells you please remove the installer folder from your web server directory. So you could just go back here to the webmail directory and just rename this or delete it. I would say all or done or anything you want. And now just go back and log into localhost/webmail. And very nice, you have your webmail. I will log in with mail@xmailing.me. with the password. Very nice. We are inside our mailbox. Let's minimize the server and open a web browser on my client PC to connect over the internet. Sorry, here's my browser. I will say mail.xmailing.me/webmail open, and here we are inside round the queue. So simple, so easy. So now we can log in from any device, from any web browser to our mailbox, send and receive emails. I hope the idea is somehow simple. Please, if you need any help, I will be more than happy to help you and support you. Please leave your questions in the